Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. It's a movie star Monday. How you doing, Heidi?
I'm great. And you?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
That's a weird way of saying it. But I've got Clare Niederpruem joining us today. And Clare is a person who just put together a new movie with Leah Thompson. And I was trying to see if maybe we could line up Leah Thompson interview, too.
I see.
We've got Little Women.
I see where you're going.
Yeah. Little Women opens in theaters this Friday, and Clare is the one who actually, she's the writer of this adaptation, and she directed it. It's her directorial debut. Okay. And I'm going, hey, Clare, I'd love to chat with you. If you can maybe hook me up with Leah. What do you think of that, huh? We'll see how that goes. So, hoping we'll have big news for next week. We'll see see if Clare pulls through for me. Joseph Campbell is my quote today. He says, we must let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us. Sometimes that is absolutely the case. We have all these great plans, and then you go, no, God had a different plan. To talk to Clare instead of Leah Thompson. But we'll see if maybe we can make that happen, too. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I'm very confused. Today is, I thought you'd never ask. I kind of forget how I do the show once in a while. Today is Monday, the 24th day of September. Oh, by the way, if I don't say it that way, then I'll have somebody say, hey, you goofed up today and you didn't say it the right way. So now I have to do things.
You have to do it the exact same way every
Otherwise,
day.
I just ruin someone's day, and I don't want to ruin your Monday. So I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Monday, September the 24th, National Cherry Jubilee Day, National Punctuation Day, which I really should have put at the end of this group, since it's National Punctuation Day. And it's Schwenkfelder Thanksgiving. What? Schwenkfelder Thanksgiving? What is that?
I have no idea what that is.
Did I mention that it's National Punctuation Day? I thought so. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. I could hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Heidi, tell me, Angel Park in Las Vegas, Nevada. Is it a rehab center or is it a golf course?
Rehab center.
No, it is not. It is a golf course. See, I tricked you. I think what I was doing before subconsciously is I was always saying whatever it was first. I would always say, is it a rehab center or is it a golf course? And I would subconsciously give you the answer by doing that other way. So now I've been mixing it up a bit.
No, I've been listening to the name.
Angel Park.
And I thought Angel Park sounded way too happy, so I thought that would be a rehab center.
People are always happy on the golf course, unless, of course, they are way over
I know
par,
they're happy on the golf course. That's why I thought it would be ironic if it was the rehab center.
No, it was not. It was the golf course. This has been another fun-filled, action-packed edition of Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is your brain on drugs. A drunken Florida man led Monroe County deputies on a high-speed chase early Sunday. This is last week Sunday. He ended up crashing his pickup truck into the entrance sign for Duck Key. Then he jumped into the ocean. Deputies on a Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission boat pulled the man from the water, but not before he tried to elude authorities by clinging to a piling under a bridge. So After his rescue, he reportedly told the deputies the morning's events would make for a great story to tell his family. 31-year-old Nicholas Trocla faces a number of charges, including driving while under the influence. Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Causing property damage. Ooh, kids are going to love that. And resisting arrest. That's one for the grandkids.
Wow.
Holy cow. This is going to make for a great story to tell the family. No, it's not. They're not going to think that's
Classy.
awesome. I hope. If they do think it's awesome, well, that's not good. But that is definitely what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Tom Arnold is in the news. Have you seen this at all?
I saw him a while ago, and I have no interest in talking about this
Arnold
Looney Tune.
Claims that CBS producer Mark Burnett, known as like one of the kindest people on the planet, choked him at an Emmys party. What? When did this happen?
You know what? I would like to choke Tom Arnold, so I can't say that I really think this is necessarily
Have you ever
fabricated.
heard anybody say anything negative about Mark Burnett?
No.
I've never heard a negative word about him.
I've never heard anything really said about Mark Burnett, period.
Oh, well, I've heard positive things, but never anything negative, other than Tom Arnold, who apparently he was trying to choke. I wonder if maybe it was somebody else that looked like Mark Burnett. I don't know. Richard Gere is in the news. His 35-year-old wife announced that she's pregnant. By the way, Richard Gere is 69. She is 35. I'm not going to do the math, but there's definitely a difference there. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. And this is your scoop of the day. Nevada officials are trying to find the owner of a 747 that was left in the desert at Burning Man. Wait a minute.
How do you forget an airplane?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I can only imagine this 747 probably has a fish bumper sticker on it, though. Or maybe a Grateful Dead.
And how do you land an airplane in the desert?
I have no idea. Who knows? Who knows if they flew it there? They might have just driven it there. I don't know for sure. But if you left your 747 behind, how did you get home?
Yeah.
I just don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in that story. A survey by the Des Moines Register found that over 10,000 ads for the 2020 presidential election have already run on television in Iowa this year. Look at my calendar quick. It's 2018. 2020 is 2 years away, and they've already had 10,000 television ads in Iowa playing for the presidential election. How early are they starting? Apparently 2 years early? That is just crazy. A Maine restaurant is now getting lobsters stoned before they kill them because they say that's a more humane way to do things. The place is called Charlotte's Legendary Lobster Pound. So if you're going to have lobster,
how does one get a lobster stoned?
I don't know. But no matter how you order your lobster at that restaurant, you're going to get it baked.
I see what you did. I would actually love to watch that process.
I don't want to watch that process. But while I was grabbing my calendar, I did drop something on the floor. So don't let me forget that. What else do we have here? Oh, Michael Jordan is in the news. He donated $2 million to the storm relief in North Carolina. That's really cool.
Really cool.
If I had the kind of dough like that, I'd definitely help out that way. I like to help, but I can't help in big ways, so I help in little ways. So, but if I had, big bucks, I'd help in big ways. South Korea and North Korea announced that the two countries would like to partner and host the 2032 Olympics.
How great is that?
That is really cool to see them working together. But
it really is. I doubt that that's going to happen.
Do you think that's a good idea?
But I think that it's wonderful that they're that optimistic already.
We'd like to work together and host the Olympics. You're like, really?
I think that's great.
Maybe you guys should work together and try to just feed people. That might be a good first start.
Let's tackle that first.
Yeah, you do that, then get back to us on the Olympics. A knife-wielding clown chased... Wait a minute. Now, we never get to start a story that way. This is a true story. A knife-wielding clown chased two boys in Kent, England, sparking concerns that the killer clown phase is making a comeback. The boys told the police the clown acted alone. So, even though in my mind
that is such a bad idea.
I was picturing, like a little tiny car with 15 clowns packed in it. But yeah, it's a terrible idea. It's a very bad idea. And even if you're just joking, like making a video for the internet.
Going to get shot.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get shot.
And then how funny is that going to be? It's not going to be funny. You're going to be dead. So don't do that. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. I've got a link to that story if you want to read all the details in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. Timeforrehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. We have a special guest joining us today, not necessarily a movie star, but she's the movie director and the movie writer for a new film that's going to be in theaters this weekend, Little Women. And Claire, this is your directorial debut. How did you choose this particular movie to be the movie that you started with, for your first big opportunity to do directing?
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me. I co-wrote this script with Christy Shimmick, another female filmmaker, and we both have just been lovers and admirers of the book Little Women for our whole life, and we reread it as adults and felt like it was super relevant to our life today, and we thought we wanted to explore what the March family would look like in 2018 and use the classic, as the inspiration for the story, and and then I had the opportunity to direct it, and it was an awesome experience.
And in the film, there are some major stars, like Leah Thompson is one of the people that you had a chance to work with. What was it like working with Leah? She seems like a sweetheart.
Oh, she was amazing. I thank her all the time for taking a chance on me, because first-time directors, it's really hard to get big-name actors to agree to a project with a first-time director. But Leah had read the script and said she wanted to meet the director, so we met at a coffee shop in L.A. one morning, and I was super nervous, and she walked in and just gave me a hug, and she just is an incredibly lovely person, and we hit it off right away, and she is super supportive of women in film and female directors. She's a director herself, too, now, and it was just, her energy on set was amazing and so professional, and she really just grounded the whole production. And, yes, I'm forever grateful for her for taking a chance on me, because there's not a lot of people at her status that would do that. And, and we've become good friends, and I really look up to her. She's a mentor to me.
Now, when you were casting this film, Little Women, which, again, if that title sounds familiar, it's because, well, that's a classic tale, but this is kind of a modern adaptation. When you were casting the film, were there people that, was Leah, the number one person on your list for that spot, or were there a whole bunch of people that you were kind of thinking might be a good fit for that?
Yeah, she was very high on our list, and she responded well to the material, so it really just worked out that... because you only want someone on the project who really believes in it, and she really believed in it, and it was wonderful to have someone who really, could push the film, and then of course, having her, allowed us to have the other cast members join us, and Lucas Grabeel, who plays our Laurie, who most of you will know from High School Musical, worked with Leah Thompson on Switched at Birth, which is a TV show, for years. And Lucas was a friend of mine from a couple years ago, and he came in and begged for the part of Laurie, and he was wonderful, and he was such a talent to have, and he sings in the film, and him and Leah got to do some scenes together, so it was great.
Now, one of the other things, there's another role here for the casting of Jo, and I see that Sarah Davenport was the young lady that had a chance to be Jo, and there was something special that kind of helped her stand out, wasn't there?
Yeah, well, she just really brought her own voice to the role. I think it's hard when you play an iconic character like Jo March, who other past actresses have portrayed before, and who people who have read the book, imagine their version of Joe, but Sarah really individualized her version of Joe, and she really let loose and allowed us to explore all the flaws of Joe and grow, through the character. And so Sarah has that energy that is, that consumes the room, and Joe is very much like that. And so we were really lucky to find her.
Again, our guest today is Clare Niederpruem. She is the writer and the director of Little Women in theaters this Friday, the 28th of September. It's coming soon. And this is a film that, for people who maybe have read the story, people who know the story, why should they get out and see the new adaptation that you guys put together? What can they expect in seeing this modern adaptation?
Yeah, so I think that people who love this classic will also love this adaptation. We really tried to stay true to the characters and keep all the thematic elements that are there in the novel. This is really about four sisters growing up and dealing with their hopes and dreams and love and loss and all the things that, we deal with. And I really think that people are going to enjoy watching these four sisters grow up in this modern age.
Clare, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We appreciate it a bunch.
Thank you.
Again, the movie is called Little Women. If you'd like to know more, I'm going to throw a link in our show notes to make it easy to find, but they've got a really easy website. It's littlewomenthemovie.com. And again, I'll throw a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Little Women in theaters this Friday, September 28th.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Popcorn was not always a beloved movie snack. As a matter of fact, before the Great Depression, movie theaters hated popcorn.
Really?
Yeah. But then, during the Depression when...
Probably because it's so messy.
Yeah, it is. I worked at a movie theater, and I had a thing called a hokey. Do you know what a hokey is?
No.
I don't know if that's really what it's called, but that's what they called it. It was a little machine that's not a vacuum cleaner because it doesn't make noise, but you push it over the carpet, and it just picks it up.
Oh, yeah, but I wouldn't think those would pick up popcorn.
It does. They did a good... The ones that we used when I worked at a movie theater, this is back in the 90s. That technology's old now. But it worked really well to pick up popcorn. And now you know another fun fact on this Monday edition of the John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, and the word today is lethologica. Lethologica. What do you think lethologica means, Heidi?
I don't know.
LethologicA. Our son happens to be here. He's a very smart 21-year-old. Come on over here. You know what lethologica means, Troy? Come on, talk into that microphone there.
It's one of the few words I don't know what that means.
Okay, well, I thought maybe you would know this. Lethologica is a noun. It is the inability to remember a word or put your finger on the right word. So you two are both just suffering from lethologica.
Yeah.
I have that happen to me all the time. Just the other day, I was trying to think of a word. I couldn't think of it. As soon as we got done talking, Heidi said, "Did you mean whatever?"
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that's what I did mean. Why didn't you say that while I was muttering like an idiot on the radio? She never helps, by the way. She never helps. It's her one and only purpose here is to help me. And nope, doesn't do that. Lethologica, today's grandiloquent word. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. Time now for some weird news on a Monday. Washington County Sheriff deputies have arrested a man who's accused of dumping a dilapidated mobile home at the Echo Shaw Elementary School. What? The owner of the trailer offered $1,000 on Craigslist to have somebody come remove it. Then the 35-year-old man allegedly responded to the ad. Oh, so this is a different person. So 35-year-old Derek Connolly responded to the ad. He removed half of the trailer on Saturday and left it at the school. Then late Monday night, he came to get the other half, and that's when he was arrested. He's charged with second-degree criminal mischief, offensive littering, and an outstanding probation violation warrant for a felony in possession of a firearm. He's currently being lodged at the Washington County Jail. So I wonder if he got the $1,000.
Why was he taking it to the school? Took half of it to the school and then went to get the other half?
Yeah, I wonder if he got $1,000 for doing it. They said, hey, we just need it moved. We need it out of here. You want it? He's like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll go dump it off at the school. I mean, they'll never notice a busted-up trailer sitting in the schoolyard.
Wow.
Kids are like, did we get a new jungle gym? No, we did not. That's just garbage. Stay away from it. This is today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the moment of duh. Police are looking for a man who allegedly used a tiny accomplice to steal several items from an arcade-style game. You know, the claw games?
Yeah.
One of those in New Hampshire in a mall last week. Police say the suspect told a small female toddler to climb into the hole on the bottom and go up and get all the stuff. And they did. Once inside the vending machine, the toddler grabbed several items and handed those out to the suspect, then climbed back out. Police posted photos of the video. They had, video footage of them doing this. They posted some still shots on the Facebook page asking for help. The suspect was described as a white Hispanic male between 20 and 30 years old. Another young boy who police say were between the age of 5 and 7 was also seen with the suspect during the incident. And if you want to know more, I've got a link to the story in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Time now for fake news or Florida. What do you think, Heidi? Is this a true story that happened in the great state of Florida, or is this fake news that we cobbled together just to trick you? A Miami teenager was caught on camera dumping Visine eye drops into his principal's coffee. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
No, fake news.
Oh, man.
You have not been doing well.
No, I haven't. I've been on a losing streak.
You've not gotten anything right ever since I started covering up this screen
over
here.
Oh, my gosh. You've always covered up the screen.
I do. I don't trust you for some reason. No, Heidi does not win the prize today. You haven't won the prize in a long, long time. I don't even remember what the prize was. Was there ever a prize?
There's never been a prize.
Oh, okay. Well, the good news is you're not winning it anyway. But this has been another edition of Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I like this good news thing. It's always fun, and it's always, good news. Comes your way courtesy of Odiva. Odiva is the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. Here's the headline. Sweet Senior has given away 6,000 chocolate bars to strangers in a decade-long act of kindness. I think this is such a cool story. Sweet little old man by the name of Willy Wonka. No, that's not really his name. His name is Bob Williams, but he might as well be Willy Wonka. This 93-year-old man, every Saturday for the last 11 years, has gone to the local Dollar General in Long Grove, Iowa, so you can take advantage of their weekly special, where they have a really good discount, apparently. Since the store offers a $5 discount on any $25 purchase or more whenever he's going in there, he buys a bunch of chocolate bars, but he doesn't buy them for himself. He gives some to the store employees and one to the person in line behind him.
Aww.
Over the last decade, he's solidified his role as a local legend by giving away about 6,000 chocolate bars to strangers. And he got a nickname out of the deal. What do you think his nickname is, Heidi?
Willy Wonka?
No, the Candy Man. Yeah, Hershey's.
I saw that movie when I was in grade school.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. The company, Hershey's, heard about William's chocolate-driven campaign to make his neighbors happy, and they promised to keep his fridge stocked with as many bars as he could give away.
How sweet.
They also shot a promotional video for William's generosity, which they interviewed city residents. Somebody said, I don't think he realizes the effect he has on people. Another remarked that he's teaching us all how to pay it forward. The Candyman, on the other hand, says that he simply is happy to make other people smile.
Isn't that great?
He says, you'd think that I'd given them the keys to a new car. They're just thrilled. And, all he's doing is hand them a candy bar. And it does make people happy. You want to make me happy? Hand me a candy bar.
And at the same time, teaching the locals to accept candy from strangers.
There you go. That's the other. It's a side benefit.
It's a double-edged sword.
It's every day. It's Halloween, apparently. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you want to read this good news or any of the other silly things we've talked about today, we do have a link to them in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.